What's going on, guys? This is officially the start of my Beetle build, and I just want to go through a couple things with you guys and basically let you know kind of what the idea is behind this build and like why I want to build this car and basically just the direction I'm going with it. So I got a 63 Beetle here. I picked up this body. It was $400, super cheap. It's in pretty good shape considering. I picked up the whole thing and it was all rusty looking just like this. And I got a buddy of mine to sandblast the whole car down. And really, like, there's some rot and stuff, and like it's a little bit rough around the bottom, but I'm gonna be cutting 6.5 inches off the whole bottom of the car anyways, so it doesn't really matter for what I'm using it for. So pretty good buy overall. A buddy of mine, Dan, he found this car for sale, and then he actually took the pan from it for his own Beetle build that he's doing. But yeah, overall, great find, and I'm super excited for this car. I'm basically just building an open wheel car. I'm cutting away most of the body realistically. All the front end here, all that's gonna get cut out basically till right here. I'm just gonna leave the sides and I'm gonna cut all the wheel well out. The back's gotta change a lot. Gotta raise this up here quite a bit to allow for the wheel to sit under there. I'm like I said, I'm sectioning the body 6.5 inches, and I'm gonna chop the top either 4 or 5. I'm not sure yet. I'm still deciding there, but overall, with a ride height of 2 inches, the car should sit about 37.5 inches tall, which is pretty short. I'm going to make it a single center seater, which I think is going to be just super fun. At the end of the day, I usually just drive by myself, and I don't really need a passenger, so I figured, why not just put the seat in the center? It'll make for the best weight distribution, and it'll just be a fun car to drive. So as you can see, I started on my chassis already. I had some footage of building it, but my SD card on my GoPro kind of, I don't know what happened, but I lost all that footage, unfortunately. So that's life. But yeah, I got the chassis started here. We started making it out of 1.1/8 chromoly, 83 thou wall. So super light tubing, but also super strong. And I got basically the main shape of it here. So I'm going to be sitting in here, obviously. This is kind of the heart of the whole thing. It's a Suzuki GSX-R 1300 Hayabusa engine. It's an 05, so it makes 175 horsepower, which it should push the car pretty good. I'm going to gear it down basically 50%. So considering that the car, I'm hoping for it to weigh about 1,000 pounds. A bike with a rider is probably 550 or so. So with me in the car, hopefully around 1,200 pounds. I'm a bigger guy, but geared in half, it should go pretty good. I'm going to be running some independent front suspension on here. I'm going to have to make all that up custom. I got 1.25" aluminum tubing for that. So once again, very light. And then in the rear, I'm going to run a straight axle, chain driven off the bike here, just off the sprocket, and then basically make it mount with like a 4-link setup with some radius rods there, and yeah, it'll be definitely pretty cool when it's done. Very low and short, so that's kind of my style. I like just super low cars and fast cars that handle well, and I'll definitely be getting the center of gravity down a lot on this car, so that'll be a lot of fun. As for wheels, I picked up a set of these. They're MST 15 by 8. They're just RPF 1 reps. They're $500 brand new, super cheap. And picked up a set of Toyo R1Rs. I found them on Kijiji, which is kind of like Canada's Craigslist, I guess you'd say. They were brand new, but $560. The guy delivered them to my house, so no complaints there. Super cheap. As for brakes, Will would hook me up with these 6-piston calipers here, and they're for NA Miata, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to be running Miata spindles as well here, and then like I said, I have to make custom control arms, but that's not a big deal. For the rear brake, I'm going to be using it's off a midget race car, and it's like a floating rear brake kind of. And so I'm going to be running a jack shaft, which is basically, so I'm going to be running a chain off of here, and then I'm going to be bringing it back here to a sprocket, and then I'm going to have a second sprocket, and that's going to be running forward to my axle. So that's how I'm going to get the gear ratio down. I think I got this is a 18 tooth here, and then I got a 38 here, and then I got another 18 and I believe a 40 for onto the axle. And on the jack shaft back here, that's actually where I'm gonna mount my caliper, and then I got my rotor and my caliper there, and then that'll act as the rear brakes, so I don't have to have anything mounted on the actual axle itself. So here's the rear brake setup that I was talking about. It's got just a simple caliper here. It's actually for a motorcycle, I believe, or it shares like a part number with a motorcycle, but that's what they run on the back of a midget. And then here's the rotor. It's a 2-piece setup, so nice little light aluminum hat here, and then the steel rotor. And another thing I got from Wellwood, it's this floor mount pedal setup, and then it has nice master cylinders here, and you can actually remote mount these reservoirs, which I believe I'm going to do, and then I'm going to make the whole brake pedal assembly, I think slide or just mount into different positions, so then so different height people can drive my car. But I believe I'm gonna mount these reservoirs up on my frame somewhere, and then it comes with like a whole kit that has lines there and everything for that. So super nice kit. Will would hook me up with this stuff, and I can't thank them enough. They're a great company. Sent me a bunch of goodies, a big banner, everything, like a bunch of shirts. Super sweet company. But yeah, this is basically the beginning of the Beetle build. If you guys got any questions or anything like that, leave a comment below, and I'm happy to answer all your questions, everything like that. But thanks for watching the video, and hope you're as excited or more as I am about this build. Thanks for watching, guys.